as the everlasting appeal of horror movies continues to demonstrate people of all ages like getting frightened. It's possible to have a great deal of fun with the horror genre because of all of its unsettling elements like sudden jump scares, creepy settings, and strange happenings. On the other hand, viewing these movies isn't necessarily meant to be a pleasurable experience, and certain horror films are legitimately scary, truly upsetting, and twisted to the point where even most seasoned horror fans would find it difficult to sit through them. In this video, we talk about some of the scariest horror movies ever made. Number 10. Hereditary is the 2018 film. Hereditary, a director of Ari Aster's first film, established him as a significant and original new voice in the horror genre during the past several years. Hereditary was an excellent example of this. The plot of the movie centers on a bereaved family who, after the death of their matriarch, begins to uncover deadly ancestral secrets through the intervention of strange occurrences. Aster's picture is dark and completely hopeless, riddled with strange and graphic visuals among its disturbing atmosphere. It is the most terrifying movie that A24 has ever released as part of their collection. The performance given by Toni Collette is extremely unsettling, and one sequence in particular concerning a nut allergy takes an ugly turn that viewers are not likely to forget in a hurry. Dark, dark things. Number 9. Midsommar, 2019. Midsommar, which serves as Ari Aster's follow to his previous film, Hereditary, demonstrates that it is much more unsettling and bizarre than his earlier work. An unhappy couple travels to Sweden with their friends to attend the legendary Midsummer Festival, which quickly deteriorates into a terrifying nightmare. The majority of the film takes place during the day. A pagan cult extends an invitation to our heroes to take part in filthy and brutal rituals, and Aster does not shy away from the gruesome description of human suffering in this story. Aster demonstrates his status as a depraved genius by using the stark contrast between the beautiful Swedish scenery and the extreme violence that is on display. Number 8. Goodnight Mommy, a film released in 2014. The slow-burning psychological horror thriller Goodnight Mommy is soaked in dread from the very beginning to the very end of the movie. It follows twin brothers Elias Schwarz, and Lucas Schwarz, who begin to mistrust the identity of their mother, Suzanne West, after she comes home dressed in bandages after a facial remodeling operation. The brothers are played by Elias Schwarz and Lucas Schwarz, respectively. The film, which is frequently mentioned among the most terrifying horror movies, creeps its way under your skin with its eerie atmosphere and slow pace, but it will make viewers flinch during its nasty and overdone torture sequences, especially the ones in which the children are the ones carrying out the torture. It delves into some very disturbing and macabre subject matter. Number 7. The Innocents, 2021. If you've watched any of their movies, you know that the Nordic countries are masters of atmospheric horror and know how to use it to make truly terrifying pictures. When you combine that with scary children engaging in cruel behaviors, you have the makings of some fairly unsettling viewing material. The Innocents is a film that utilizes these components to produce a film that is modest but persistently eerie. A group of children spends the sunny summer in the Nordic countries experimenting with their newly discovered abilities just as things begin to take a sinister turn. The fact that youngsters are responsible for the acts of violence and cruelty being displayed, including brutality toward animals, makes it far more difficult to digest what is being seen. Caution is strongly recommended for viewers. Number 6. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was released in 1974. Even if many people believe that newer horror movies are generally scarier, this is not the case with the film The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was released in 1974. In the movie, Leatherface and his cannibal family go on their first hunt together, and their prey is a gang of unsuspecting hitchhikers. The hunt ends in a vicious and brutal massacre. When it was first released, it was banned in several countries, and it is still widely regarded as one of the most terrifying movies of all time. This was due to the film's combination of unadulterated terror and excessive violence. It is revolting and was astonishingly impressive for its time, but is not something that people with weak stomachs should attempt. Number 5. Annihilation, 2018. The film Annihilation, directed by Alex Garland, is easily able to be categorized as science fiction. However, there are numerous blood-curdling, insane, and strange sights in the film that will involuntarily be burnt into your mind. In the movie, Natalie Portman plays a biologist who agrees to go on a covert mission into an area that is experiencing severe environmental damage. The most unsettling moment of the movie involves the characters coming across a gory skeleton bear that roars while replicating the calls for the assistance of a former victim. This is the scenario in which the characters first see various deformed landscapes and creatures. Its weird cosmic and physical horror will leave you with an unpleasant feeling that you won't be able to forget anytime soon. Number 4. Sinister, 2012. Sinister, which many people believe to be the most terrifying contemporary horror movie of all time, is, well, pretty dang sinister. Ethan Hawke plays a non-fiction crime writer who transfers his family into a mansion where terrible murders took place as his research exposes horrifying findings. The house is featured in the film The House of the Devil. Although the story is straightforward, the film is put together in such a way that it will remain ingrained in your mind for quite some time. The tapes recorded on Super 8, the disturbing images that Hawke's character discovers portraying different murders are unsettling to watch on their own, but the demonic visage that keeps up in each of them is the kind of thing that gives rise to nightmares. Number 3. Hosts 2020. During the pandemic, everyone has developed an unhealthy level of familiarity with Zoom as a result of using it for work meetings and social catch-ups. In the year 2020, filmmaker Rob Savage created Hosts, a nail-biting, low-budget picture that demonstrates that you do not need a lot of money to make something terrible. The Host was a success because it seized on the popularity of the app. An internet seance is carried out by a group of friends who unwittingly summon a malevolent spirit into their houses in the process of filming the event fully using webcams. Within its riveting runtime of little under an hour and a half, Savage can conjure up truly terrible horrors by making use of simple methods. The format of Zoom meetings will never again be the same. Number 2. The Witch, a movie from 2015. The Witch is a dark and macabre take on the traditional tales of New England, and it features Anya Taylor-Joy in the part that launched her career. In the middle of the 17th century, it follows an isolated Puritan family as they try to find out what happened to their newborn son. Accusations of practicing witchcraft and dark magic have turned members of the family against one another. Both philosophically and artistically, the movie is wrapped in darkness. It features terrible images, and the fact that it has connections to several religions makes it much more unsettling. It is the antithesis of something that makes you feel good and is instead a picture of a malignant force because of its gritty and dreary backdrop, child sacrifice, animal possessions, and other disturbing elements. Number 1. Speak No Evil, 2022. It is not an exaggeration in any way to say that Speak No Evil has firmly established itself as one of the most horrific and horrible films of the year 2022. In the movie, a Dutch family that became friends with a Danish family while they were on vacation extends an invitation to the Danish family to visit their house. However, the Dutch family's hospitality soon morphs into something that becomes progressively unsettling. It's the perfect example of a slow burn in which things don't seem quite right throughout, but then wind up going to a truly unbelievable and disgusting place with its brutal climax. It's the perfect example of a slow burn. The movie is shockingly frightening and utterly emotionless throughout. It warns against the perils of conforming to authority figures. So this is the end of our today's video. Do you like it? Share your precious thoughts with us in comments section below and subscribe to our YouTube channel.